Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little been pretty crazy here, but in today's video I just wanted to share two really critical tool sets I think everybody needs to have who's working on these old trucks or really working on anything. Even if you're just tinkering in your garage, it's critical to have both of these sets and know the differences and know when to use them. So I'm sure a lot of folks on this channel know exactly what these are, when to use them, and they probably have numerous sets in their garage, a lot nicer than these. That being the case, if I leave anything out, please just put it below in the comments, because again, I'm not intending this to be an all-encompassing video. I just kind of wanted to drop a little bit of information on here for those who don't know, because there are a lot of folks who don't know this sort of thing, who are getting into their first truck project, especially on the forums that I've seen, and could really use this knowledge. So again, I'm sure there are many people who have much nicer sets and have a much broader range of knowledge on this type of work than me, but not really for who this is intended for. Neither one of these sets I would say is, any sort of high-end professional grade stuff. This is a Craftsman set and this is a Lang set. They're both really good. They're very well reviewed. So, these are pretty much your average middle grade before you start getting into professional series tools. Both of them I've had for quite a long time, and I've used both of them extensively. So never broken any of them. But it's critical to have both of these and know the differences, right? So this set right here is your typical tap and die set. And this right here is what some folks would call a thread chaser kit or a thread restorer kit. And the difference between these two, most notably, is that one is intended to cut and one is not intended to cut. And why is that critical? So working on the old trucks, a lot of the times the threads are not messed up. A lot of the times you've got threads that are just very dirty. And if you try to force a bolt or a nut onto dirty threads, you might end up actually damaging the threads. Let's just say you're working on something, right? And if you look down in the threads on that one, you might be able to see on this far side over here, there's a little piece of metal that's in the middle of the thread. So if you start looking down in threads or looking at a bolt and you see threads curled over, like right there, there's a little shiny spot. I don't know if you can see it, but that's indicative of some damaged threads. See the flat spots through that nut? That's really not horrible, but that's what you want to look for first. I mean, some things are obvious. So this nut is an example of something that you might want to start with a thread chaser just to get it cleaned out, test it on the bolt, and see how it goes. Now, if you're looking at, here's another example, right? If you're looking at threads like this is an example of something that's probably on the verge of being too far gone, because there's like chunks missing out of it. But this, for instance, is not something that you're going to use a thread chaser on. You're going to ruin the thread chaser. And there's little specks of metal sitting inside the threads. So that's something that you're going to want to use your tap and die set on. Now, a lot of times working on old stuff, one of the more common examples is something like this that is caked. It's just caked in oily grime, right? The threads don't look bad on it anywhere. Maybe in one little spot it's kind of rounded out. But for the most part, this is something that you want to take a little wire brush to and some cleaner and get most of it off, and then chase it with the corresponding tool from a thread chaser kit. You don't want to run it. You don't want to run a die over this. And there's a bunch of examples of people doing this on YouTube, but for a very long time, I didn't even know what a thread chaser kit was. And all we had was a tap and die set, and we used the tap and die set when we really shouldn't have. A lot of the times, the more useful example of using a thread chaser is when you need to go down into a threaded hole, because it's not all the time where you can just run a wire brush over this and get it pretty much cleaned up, if that makes sense. So I just kind of wanted to share some examples with you. If you get into some threads that have been pretty badly rusted, like I said, you know, your thread chaser is pretty much out of the equation most of the time. Like that Castle type style nut right there. Sorry for the inability to see. But the important takeaway here is it's just very dirty, right? And sometimes it's hard to clean these threads out on the inside of nuts and down in holes and things like that. So these are some examples of when you would use each one. This Lang kit came off of Amazon. I think I bought it like, it's been a while. It's been over probably 6 or 7 years. And I've used the heck out of this kit and have had no issues. You know, the important thing is just to make sure you use lubricant. If you enjoyed this content or you found it helpful, please make sure to like the video. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing if you think you might want to see more. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.